friends, it's Deanna here today, and welcome to part number 2 of our Kids Comfort and Style capsule. On this video, we're going to be working on the everyday dress and the sunshine leggings. Both of these are super cute, and I am so excited to just be able to mix and match everything. And let's get started. Okie doke. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our bodices right on top of our mat, right sides up, and we're going to place our top bodice right on top of it. Because you use the same pattern piece for the front and the back, you do not have to worry about which one's the front, which one's the back. They're the same. So we're going to go ahead and place them right sides together and pin that top seam right there, right sides together, and we're going to sew. Using a stretch stitch on our sewing machine, zigzag stitch, lightning bolt stitch, or your serger. I'm going to be using my serger on this. So I'm super excited. Let's sew it. Alright, we're done with that. We're gonna go ahead, and if you want to, you can go ahead and steam that and top stitch on your, either with a stretch stitch or with a cover stitch. I'm gonna go use my cover stitch and top stitch that. Let's see, I hope I got, this line is a little off right there. I wish I would have gotten it better, but that's okay. So then I'm gonna do the same for the other one. Then I'm gonna grab my back, put it face up on the board. My back looks so good. My front looks a little crooked, that's okay. And I'm going to pin right here at the shoulders because I'm gonna sew the shoulders together. After I top stitch that. So if you wanna top stitch that, go top stitch that, then sew your shoulders together. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and prep my facing, open these up, wrong side up, and put your interfacing on however your interfacing paper tells you to do it. I know some of them are a little bit different than others, so just check that out. Mine, I'm just going to steam it on. And I'm also gonna grab it and sew those shoulder seams together, basically. Right there and right there. So let's go do all that. Okay, now we're going to grab our interfacing and place it right on top of our neck, and the longer one is gonna be your front. I'm gonna take some of this off. Okay, and pin right there. Now this part you can do, sewing this on, you can do with your sewing machine, or I actually just go ahead and do with my serger. But really your sewing machine may give you a smoother look right there. But I like to just serge it on. So if you want to do it with your sewing machine, we're going to go around and those right sides together. We're going to sew that neck right on, that facing. I'm going to go and serge it on though. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and turn that facing in towards the inside of our bodice and steam it. And then you can go and top stitch that down so that it doesn't come up and fidget on you or whatnot. If you use your sewing machine, you can kind of clip the seam allowance a little bit, like with little triangles or whatnot, to make it less bulky. Like I said, even when I do it with my serger, I don't find that it gives a whole lot of bulk. So I just find that it's easier for me to just go ahead and do it with my serger. So that's what I do, that's my preference. So now you can go ahead and top stitch with your preferred stretch stitch. Okay, I'm just kind of pinning it so it's right there. So cute. And after your top stitch, we're gonna fold it right sides together and we're gonna sew those sides. Our sleeves are gonna go inset, so like we'll work on our sleeves and attach them on a little bit different than just like regular attaching the sleeves on first. So we'll sew these sides first and then we'll work on our sleeve. So let's go do that. Once that's sewn on, it's top stitched on, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and trim that facing if you want. Just trim that off so that it doesn't, you know, kick up on you, but I'll do that a little bit later. So let's work on our sleeves. We're gonna grab our main sleeve part and put it face up on our board, on our mat, and we're gonna grab our cap and put it right on top and sew it right sides together. It's not supposed to go all the way to the edge, it's just supposed to make the curve. So right here to the edge of that curve. After we sew that on, we can turn, steam, and top stitch if you want to top stitch that on. After we do that, then we're gonna grab our sleeves right here and we're gonna sew those right sides together on both sleeves. So I'll be folding and sewing. It doesn't even include this at all. That's just gonna be the cap up here. So it's just this part right here. Our dress is almost done. I haven't cut that yet, but I will. I just haven't. I'm gonna turn, I don't know why I turn my dress right side out, because I actually like to turn it inside out to work on this. I'm gonna grab my sleeve, and now it's already sewn on the round, so I'm gonna find the top right here, and I'm gonna turn my sleeve, I'm gonna turn it right side out. And then I'm gonna fit my sleeve right into my arm side. And I'm gonna match up where that top pin, that clip I made, I'm gonna match that up right at that seam at the top, shoulder seam. And I'm matching them right sides together. So the right side of the sleeve and the right side of the arm side. And then I'm gonna match up here at the bottom, that seam at the bottom, the armpit seam. And I am matching those seams right here where they meet up right here at the sides. Like where the color blocking is, and on both the front and the back. And then we're gonna go ahead and sew all around those raw edges, just making sure that they're all even, sewing it around. I'm gonna do the same for the other one. All right, let's go sew them on. All right, if we're doing pockets, which I'm just gonna go ahead and do the square pockets, but if you're doing the heart pockets, it's the same way. You're gonna grab your pockets and you're gonna put them face down on your mat or wherever you're working, and you're gonna grab your interfacing and place that on top, and then get it on there however your interfacing tells you to do it. I'm just steaming it on there. Then I'm going to grab my pockets and put them right sides together. And I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew all the way around, whoop, the whole thing. If it's a heart, all the way around the two hearts, leaving a little gap where I'm gonna turn them around after I'm done sewing. So bloop, 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 gap, bloop. All right, now that they've been sewn together, I'm gonna clip those corners. Don't cut your thread, just clip the corners. If you're making the heart, you can clip like the V shape of the heart to make sure that it's not super bulky. You don't want it to be extra bulky. And then when you turn them, it won't be as sharp as you want it. So then I'm gonna go ahead and turn it through that little gap I left. I hope I left a big enough gap. I know I kind of went overboard there on my sewing. I don't know where my turning tool went. not my turning tool, but like a tool that I poke out my corners with. I was using it the other day, so I'm just gonna do it with these tweezers. And I'm poking out those corners, okay? So there's my pocket. Flip that seam allowance in right there, okay? And I'm gonna do the same for the other one. Let me steam it down. Flat, tuck in those corners. Don't make fun of me. I had another hole open up on the bottom of this pocket that I didn't sew all the way, but that's okay. Now I just have 2 gaps, so I just have to tuck it in that gap in as well when I put it on my dress, and we'll be fine. So we're gonna grab the front of our dress and use our pattern piece for guidance. Sometimes I use my pattern piece, and honestly, sometimes when I have my model, I will just use my model, and so I can know exactly where I want it, because I want to try it on and see exactly where I want that pocket at. Don't have my model with me right now, so I'm just gonna put it where it tells me to put it. Because it's kind of hard, you can open a hole there. I'm going to just even it out, because see, like my fabric right now is not evened out, so you want to make sure that it's the right spot. And I want these gaps to be like pointing down. I don't know why I put them at the top, because I'm not gonna close that top gap on my dress, obviously. I'm just gonna close the bottom gap, okay? So there it is. And what I'm gonna do to put my pocket on is I'm gonna use this Steam a Seam. It's awesome. So what it does is it's almost like tape, like sewing tape. And you can pull a little bit of it out, see that? And if you just put it on and hold it down, it's just a temporary hem, basically. But if you steam it, is like a permanent. But you know what? I don't really know that I ever just leave that by itself. You can if you want to put it on the 2 sides and on the bottom and call it a day. But I am going to actually eventually sew it on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna steam this on, and because like I said, I don't have my model with me, but I will see her. And so what I like to do is I always like to make sure that they fit correctly, you know, because sometimes your models might be, you know, like one the pocket's higher or lower, so, or whoever you're sewing it for. I say model, but I really just mean my little niece. Not my little niece, but another little niece I have that I'm sewing this one for. Her name is Sophia. And so I am going to put these on, and I'm gonna steam it so it's got like a nice seal so it's not gonna like move. But then once she tries it on and I see, oh, I like it there, then I'm gonna top stitch down, over, up. And if I don't, I know it is supposed to be a permanent, but you can kind of get it off. I've gotten it off before. Probably, you know, don't try it on something else first, because I'm trying to see if it says anything. I don't think it does. I don't know. I wasn't reading very carefully. You don't want to ruin your great fabric, so don't just listen to me and do it and then be like, no. Okay, so here it is. Super cute. What's left? Hemming. So I'm gonna go ahead and hem my dress and my sleeves for a 1/2 inch up hem. So I'm just folding and I'm gonna hem on my cover stitch. And so I'll do that and move on to our sunshine leggings. Alright, sunshine leggings time. I'm gonna grab one of my leg front and one of my leg back. I really can't remember which one's my front and which one's my back. I just know that one is a front and one is a back because I left them together. I'm gonna match them right sides together, and I'm gonna match this raw edge right here on the side. Now I am actually going to be making 2 sunshine leggings, but I'm making, on this video, I'm making the plain version, the plain version with the yoga waistband, and on the next video, I'm going to make, the next video where we make our cold shoulder, I'm going to also make the sunshine leggings, and I'm going to make the ruched version with the elastic waistband. So if you're looking for that option, go check out the other video. I'm going to do that as well. So we're going to sew them together right here, and I'm going to do the same for the other one. All right, now that that side is closed, if you're making the small version, like a really small version of sunshine leggings, you might want to go ahead and hem now. For other versions, if you just want to do your memory crease, like, you know, if this is big enough and you can hem it on the round, you can just do a little memory crease now, so it's easier for hemming after when you put it on the round, like when you sew them together. But you know, it's up to you if you want to go ahead and sew it now. You'll just have the surging tail, the surge tail right there when you're done sewing your pant leg together. So it's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and match up those inseam right side together, and we're gonna go ahead and sew that. Like you see, I'm not hemming it yet, but I will hem it afterwards. But if I was making a very small size, I would go ahead and hem it now. It just makes it a lot easier. Alrighty, so now our pant legs are done, and I'm gonna grab a pant leg and turn it right side out, and the other pant leg, leave it just like it is. And I'm going to fit the right side out leg into the inside out leg, and I'm going to match those raw edges first at the crotch seam, and then we're gonna go all the way up that curve to the waist, and then we're gonna go all the way down the curve to the other side, to the back side. So there it is. And we're gonna sew that right there, closed. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna prep my band. I'm going to grab it and put it right sides together and sew that raw edge together to create a band on the loop. These are so easy. We're almost done. All right, our leggings are basically done. We just need to put that waistband on and hem. I'm gonna clip all these trims. And our pants are already quartered. Now we just need to quarter our waistband. So we're gonna fold it in half, wrong sides together. And that seam is gonna be my back. So we're gonna go from the back to the front. And there's our half. I just like to do the little notch right there. And I'm gonna meet the back and the front and go to the sides. My waistband is a little bit smaller than my bottoms because my niece's waist is smaller. So I just made a smaller waistband. So when you see me matching up the waistband, it's gonna be a little bit snug, more snug than yours will probably be, but that's because, like I said, I made a smaller waistband. So I'm gonna match up the back seams, the side seams with those quarter points. Whoop! Do your pins go flying like that sometimes, your clips? The front seam and the other side seam. Then I will go to my serger and I'm going to pull on it and match it up and sew as I do that. So sew it on. And then last but not least, it will just be hemming and we'll be done. So where I have that memory crease, I'm just gonna fold that right back up and hem it, and that's it. Done. Let's go do that. All right, we are finished. How cute is this dress? And these leggings to go with it, to switch in and out with different outfits and stuff like that. I love. So cute. I can't wait to make our next one. So come with me as we make our third outfit with this capsule. It is such a cute capsule, and I could really make a whole lot more outfits to go with this capsule because I love mixing and matching all these cute outfits. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did. Comment, like, share, subscribe so you can be entered to win our $50 Ellie and my gift certificate random giveaway we do monthly. Come join us on Facebook or Instagram so you can see what everybody else is making and you can be inspired to make beautiful things. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!